All right. So you can see we're at 16. That's with a very little bit of slack. So what we've normally done when we've done the forearm measurements, guys, is when I first measured my forearms, it was 14 and 3/4 to 15, and then I did the arm experiment, or the gripper experiment, and then it was 15 to 15 and a quarter. And I don't believe we got any higher than 15 and a quarter. Maybe it was 15 and a half. But either way, now with a little bit of slack, no, not slack, but not like super tight where it's digging into my skin, it's at 16. So we could safely say 15 and 3/4 to 16 about there. As you guys know, I plateaued when I did the grippers, 1,000 reps, or the super high reps that I was trying to do every day. So you might ask me, well, Eric, what did you do differently? How did you put more size on? Well, guys, I didn't know this, but benching every single day must have improved my grip strength. Now, I don't know if it's because I do the suicide grip, so I'm like gripping for dear life as hard as I can so I don't die. But of course, if you do the suicide grip, it's not that you shouldn't do it, but use the safety pins. I would never do it without having safety pins. So that's that. But the reason that I do the suicide grip is because I go really wide. So if I'm going really wide, right, and I have my thumbs, you can see I got this little bit of more internal rotation, whereas if there's thumbless, it's just this slight, right, that slight tuck you can get. And that makes all the difference. And as you can see, I rotate between the two, right? I'll do thumbless a few days, and then I'll switch a few days. Just because they almost feel like different movements altogether then, so it avoids overuse injuries in that regards to like my shoulders, my pecs. So that's that. That's why I do that as well. People asking why my grip is so wide. Well, obviously, because it allows me to move a little more weight, but it also, I feel it in my chest finally in my first time in my life, right? Other than when I was doing like guillotine presses, I feel it like in my pecs like crazy. Whereas before, if I'd always press like more so here, you know what I mean? Like you feel it a little bit in your chest, but it's more of like triceps as well. And that's fine. But like I told you guys, my main goal right now is to get this big, succulent, juicy chest. That's the goal. But anyways, I managed to put 1/4 to a half an inch on my forearms, which is insane for how long I've been training and the fact that I haven't gained any weight. If anything, I may have lost a couple pounds. But let's talk about this for a second. Pressing every day, I don't know. Like if you can get a bigger bench, you'll get a stronger grip. They're just correlated. It's funny, but it's true. I remember I once read a comment of somebody saying, "Find me a guy that can bench 500 pounds that has a weak grip," and you'll never find that. It's in order to have a very strong bench, you have to have a strong grip, and if you have a very strong bench, you'll have a strong grip, and if you have a strong grip, you'll probably have a bigger bench because you'll have better shoulder stability in your pressing. Like the harder you can grip the bar, the safer it's going to be on your shoulders. And I talked about that before too with using fat grips. If you have elbow, wrist, shoulder pain, you can try that out using fat grips for your presses, and that might improve it. Make it a little more pain-free for your pressing. My kitty. But the main thing, guys, that I think I've been able to add more size in my forearms now too, that extra 1/4 inch, is mainly because once I realized that pressing every day was getting my grip fired up, just improving my grip strength, I started doing the grippers again. I kind of gave up on those for a few weeks after I plateaued when I was doing the high reps and I wasn't seeing much out of them. And I know it's the pressing that's improved it because once I stopped using the grippers, I also stopped doing like fat grip stuff. Remember, I was doing the fat grips, deadlifts, and I was doing the rows and all that, and I gave that up. And then I just started doing the presses. But now my grip strength has improved, actually, and my forearms have grown without doing direct grip work. But it's because now every single time after I bench press, I go to the captains of crush, and I'll crush those out for as many reps as I can. And as you guys have seen, I've almost tripled my reps from the first time I uploaded that, back when I was working my grip, until a few days ago after doing the pressing every single day. Almost tripled my reps with the captains of crush number 2. So the proof's in the pudding with that. If you guys haven't tried using grippers after benching, that's how I recommend doing it. And that's I've also tried going back to grippers after doing like fat bar work, and it's just not the same. Like you're too fatigued, so it's a different type of grip strength, that open hand grip strength versus that crushing grip strength. But ultimately, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do one day where I'm going to do like thick bar work, and then another day where I'll do the presses with the crushers, the grippers. So just if you guys were interested in improving grip strength or improving forearm size, that's definitely the way to go. I don't know if this information is probably already out there, but if you haven't ever thought about that before, haven't discovered that before, hopefully that can help you out. Try that out. You'll see some gains with it. I want to order the 2.5 Captains of Crush and the 3, and then just see. I mean, obviously, you guys have seen in the past that I haven't done. Like I was that close to closing the 300. I have closed it, but I can't hold it, so there's no point in me uploading it anyways because it's so hard to get a good crush. It's so hard to see it with the camera if you can't hold it. So the true proof is going to be when I can hold the 300, and I'm not really going to do any other grip specific stuff like the thick handle deadlifts. I'm just going to keep doing the bench every day with the crushers. So if you want increased forearm hypertrophy, increased grip strength, I recommend using the grippers after you press.